Good morning, party people. I am still in the northern New York City area. Yesterday, I seen Paul with his beautiful 850 T5 gold one had a problem connecting to his ECC after I bragged about my unit so much. Can't believe it. His system is working good. There is some error codes in it. He has a hard time controlling temperature. Hooked that thing up after bragging about that Volvo system tester. Wouldn't connect. What a shame. It connected, it could do some things, but it wouldn't read the error codes. I think his unit may be bad. We're going to work on getting him another unit. Connected with Desi yesterday, the oil change on his BMW. Scheduled a couple more people for today and hopefully tomorrow. So I will stay here as long as people need my help. Don't despair. Now, I am a little bit confused about a couple things that you guys are doing. You're not checking your cars out. I get to your car, you want one thing done, other things are totally hacked up, you know. If I get to your car to do 5 things of maintenance and repairs, and you got a blown engine, what's the point in doing maintenance and repairs? You got to get that engine first. The engine is the heart of your car. If that engine is blown, you need to think about dealing with that before you start dealing with wheel bearings and hoses and sunroofs and stuff like that. Look at the video of a new Volvo owner. Check that video out. Check the links in that video so you could test your car's engine for blown head gasket, stuff like that. Very simple things to do. A 12-year-old could do them. Don't have me show up to do a bunch of stuff to your car and it's got a blown engine. I don't want you throwing good money after bad. It's just not worth it. Another thing, Gregory's car failed emissions. Mainly because his check engine light doesn't even work. Why do you guys not know how to make sure your check engine light works? You get in the car, you stick the key in the ignition, you turn it to the second position, which is run. If you don't see a check engine light when all those other lights light up, the check engine light bulb is out. If you don't see an ABS light when all of those other lights are lit up, you got a bad ABS light. You got to make sure these lights are working. Now, on one person's car, the check engine light was out, the ABS light was out, and the low oil pressure light was out. That low oil pressure light is like one of the most critical lights in the dash. That's almost like having a coolant low light out. Just turn the key. Don't start the car. Turn it to run. Make sure those lights are lit. I don't understand, So, hey, some of the things that your car needs are minor things. I could do them less than 30 minutes, less than an hour. Plan on getting as much done out of your car as you can when I come there. It's just to your benefit. That way you ain't got these things lingering on behind you. I'm not that concerned about an hourly wage as I am concerned about having my hard expenses covered when I show up to a town or to your location. So right now, my daily expense is about 140, 150 bucks. So if I can get that throughout the day to cover my hard expenses, I'm okay with that. This traveling around, working on people's car is not about greasing my pocket. It's about getting people help they need. Now, if I can make a few bucks so that I could take Diane out somewhere decent to eat, or I could take her to a museum or something like that, or I could buy some tires for my car when my tires go bad, that's fine too. All great and dandy. Having me do 2 or 3 things on your car will likely help you save money versus normal shop rates. Some of you guys can't even afford normal shop rates. I get that. Yesterday, somebody looked in my car at the gas station, pumping gas in New Jersey. They said, "Hey, are you a mechanic?" I usually tell him no. I just wanted to entertain myself. Yeah, how can I, you guys, he said, hey man, how much you charge to do brakes on my car? He said a brake line after we got through with the communication fallacies that we were having. It turns out he wanted me to change the brake pads on his Camry. I said, hey man, normally $50. What? I can get that done for 40. Do it myself. Then do it yourself, man. What are you talking to me for? Don't get huffy with me because somebody else wanted to do it for $40. I've had people ask me to change their oil for $10. I am not pulling an oil pan bowl out of your car, draining it of its most critical substance for $10. I'm not getting on a hook for replacing the engine in the car for $10. Just not gonna do it. As far as I know, the engine's already blown, and you're having me change the oil to see if that'll save it. And when it don't, guess who's the last person to touch the car? Me. For $10? No thank you. Anyway, I'm in New York. Stay in touch if you're in the area. Don't let me overlook you. I got a couple people I'm going to try to get in touch with today, in contact with to do some things. I am looking for a diode so that I can help Gregory pass admissions. And like I said, I'll stay here as long as people can use my help and help me cover my hard expenses. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching. Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert. That's me. This video contains things that I tinker with throughout the day. For step-by-step detailed instructions of those tasks, you can click on the links in the comment section below. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. This video also has tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. So, thank you very much for watching. Good morning, party people. Man, this parking lot's kind of empty today. I guess Sunday night was not a great day for the hotel industry. Man, I think I'm going to tie my dang trailer off to that pole over there. Tired of dragging that thing around on my car. Don't know how the hotel will deal with that. But I need to do something. Heck, look like there's a post office right there. Odd post office looking stuff out front here. Anyway, I'm gonna kick off this morning. I'm gonna block off the well, maybe not a post office, but mailboxes. Block off the heater core lines on Panther. I've been thinking, man, where am I gonna get the parts for that? But guess what I have, people? I have a whole dang on engine in the back with the coolant bottle still attached. There should be two hoses. A hose and two clamps on that thing. Let's check it out. When I need parts, I often order them and have them delivered to my next location. Well, I had a new heater core delivered to my boy Cleve down here in Fredericksburg. I opened the box, it was defective. So I gotta keep moving, gotta do something else. Here it is, folks. Let's see if it's got what I need. Hose. Should be a clamp back there. Clamp right there. I'm gonna go for it. See if I can use this. I do not know if you guys know this or not, but Robert DIY does not like aftermarket hose clamps. As you can see, the hose clamp straight edge. The clamps that Volvo installed on their cars has flared edges and they're pretty round. They don't dig into the hoses. So I'm gonna check my little bag of tricks here. I should have a Volvo clamp in there, and I'm gonna block off this heater core so I can get this day started. It's supposed to be 98 degrees today. I'm not gonna be able to do much out there. Yep, Volvo clamp. The coolant clamp is a little wider. I'm not sure where this clamp came from, but I'm gonna use it. Two clamps. heater hose clamps are thicker. Maybe I'll grab another one from out in the salvage yard somewhere. Let's go. Bypass the heater cord, people. Coolant is low again. Must have burped. I got a couple of vice grips down there pinching my hoses. I hope I didn't cause any leaks on any of those. And I just got a low battery light. Low battery warning. Didn't know my battery was not charged up on my phone. So let me pull this vice grip out of here. You see I had rubber hose on the end of it to try to avoid damaging my heater hoses. I was probably still leaking some because I didn't have the right kind of clamp off on that other hose. Oh, I should have left those on there. I'm gonna go ahead and quick disconnect those. Man, it looks close to that turbo. Hope I can get them out. Cut this hose, put them on there, and hopefully I'll be good to go. Another quick trick by Volvo. Why would one of these hoses, the ends, be smaller than the other? This one goes on the end of the bottle, this one on the back of the pipe. Those look a little different size as well, maybe not, but we'll see. If that's too loose, I'll cut it down and get down on this end. 10 minutes later, we're all done. I pulled my clips off because I wanted to get the hoses up over the ridge and get the clamps on there, so I'm good to go. Seeing if these are the same size. I think they are. If I can put them back on the right way and keep this train moving. Got my trailer locked up on this telephone pole outside of this Holiday Inn. Hopefully it'll be there when I get back. Don't steal my stuff, man. It's locked up. Hanging out at Joe's Pickle Park. I guess it's Joe's. Heck, I don't know. Got a part off of this S70. You guys might want to consider taking door panels off of these S70s. Got this cloth door. Man, those are nice. I got a hit of 850 over there. Took some parts off of there. There's another 850 back here somewhere. I didn't get any parts off of this S70, but man, this windshield looks perfect. If I had the time, I'd be hitting that. See, there's supposed to be another 850 in here. See if I can find it. Get a part off of it. There it is, and get out of here. Woohoo! Man, it's gonna be a scorcher. Hey, there's a bottle full of washing fluid. I don't use that often, but I don't think I'm gonna get anything off of this, but I'm gonna check something out. NA had a cluster replaced. Nothing special. Doesn't look like it. Ow, my back. My back and my neck. Let me check this door latch over here. Cleve needs a door latch. I might as well snatch that real quick. 98 S70. Feels good. Let's get it. Found another slick top.
You know.
Here we are with this red 850R. Man, this thing is clean. Lester keeps this thing clean and looking good. He wanted me to check it out, see what I recommend him do. Of course, these coolant bottles with these micro cracks, it's going to go downhill from there. Need to get that replaced. I only replaced those with Volvo bottles. We came over here and seen that the PCV line was loose. I'm going to hook a vacuum hose up to that to get that straightened out for him. Looks like those heater hose lines are probably original and that junction, because those clips would be yellow. A guy in Chicago that I just did an oil cooler line delete for and a couple other things, blew his engine. Was on, he called it the motorway. I call it the interstate. He lost his coolant, tried to take the next exit. But you guys know what I say. A tow is cheaper than the engine. Get those coolant hoses replaced. At least make sure your bottle light works. Take care of that stuff. We're getting ready to install a rear IPD anti-sway bar and take a look at a couple other things. Replace the thermostat on this thing, and he should be good to go. Let's see what's happening. Put a rear IPD anti-sway bar on there to match this IPD turbo back exhaust. He's gonna be rolling. Next, I'm gonna do the thermostat. Probably do a compression test. Take it for a test drive, make sure it's running right, and call it a day here. You guys should get rid of these 40mm bolts out of these thermostats. I'm about to do this one. Replace the thermostat, car's running cold. Got my T40 squared down in the bolt. Using this as a cheater. Crack that thing loose. Do the same to this side, but you could use a T40 ratchet set on this side. Since it's so open, nothing's in the way. We're good to go. Both of them broke loose. However, looks like I'm about to get some rain. So I think I'm gonna take a rain break, go to the junkyard, and get that bolt that I broke off on this trailing arm. Now Lester, he needed to work today. So he left the key to the car hidden somewhere for me. He sent me a text message that he left me a little goodie bag in the trunk. He's got a little cooler here. Left me a Coke, some little treats, some water. All this stuff is ice cold. Man, he's trying to tempt me to come back to Richmond. Got good Volvo parts, Volvo coolant. Yeah, he want me to come back. Awesome. Thank you, Lester. Taking a rain break. Run to the junkyard, get this bolt I need. Maybe it'll be dry enough by the time I get back. My least favorite radiator drain plug. This is the drain plug that messed up the cat guy. Old Volvo thermostat. Put in wrong, probably out like I did. Jiggle pins pointing to the front of the car. It should be pointing toward the driver's seat. Ooh, ah. It don't look open. It must just have a real weak spring, because that thing was sure not heating this car up. Let's get it replaced. Tore the guts out of this old thermostat. Now I'm going to use that to flush it. Put a couple gallons of distilled water in there, run it for 5 minutes, shut it down, then put the coolant in it. Got most of that coolant in that 1 gallon. I got some more left over. I got this circulating in here. Car is running. Flush thermostat in it. Trying to thin this out. So I got a gallon and that amount into the car right now. Got a gallon and that amount out of the car. It's almost a 2-gallon system. I think it's 7 quarts. I want to get all this green stuff out of here. I don't think it's good for the coolant system, because the car was designed for HOWR. So that's what we're going back with. Either the Volvo stuff or the Valvoline Xerox G05. The water pump is pushing it through the radiator, circulating it. I'm gonna shut it off here in a minute, drain it, and then dump it and then I'll fire the car up one more time. As soon as I shut the car off, some splashed out, and now it's sucking down. Of course, no thermostat, so it never got warmed up good. Temperature gauge all the way down the bottom. Ran it for 5 minutes. Have that bottle down about half. I'm gonna fill the coolant I bought this morning. Fill that up so it'll be 50-50 mix. And then I'm going to check, see what he's got in the trunk. Make sure that's 50-50 mix. We're going to go back in with that here in a little bit. Moshi had a uncracked Volvo reservoir. He's going to let Lester have. So we installed that. So we need to let this coolant run out of this bottle so we can test it and make sure that the low coolant light works before we fill this up. So I put about a gallon in. I'm gonna start the car, let it run a couple minutes, and then I'm gonna make sure that low coolant light comes on, and then we'll fill it up the rest of the way. Plugs look pretty good. Let me slide them up in the light. Do. Anyway, that's what they look like. Check compression. Alright. Checking compression. 172.
172?
Yep, let's go to the next one. Took the car for a cruise. Took a long time for the temp to warm up. Right now, as you can see, it says 175. While we were driving, the temp was dropping down to 166. So basically, from my perspective, that's not possible with a new thermostat. I think that reading almost 30 degrees low. If it's reading 30 degrees low and it kicks the fan on, supposedly at 216, that means your fan's not kicking on to 246. That's too hot. Got to get this thing fixed. We're idling now, it's claiming 181, and it's probably 210 because it's hot out here. 93 degrees, it's humid, no wind blowing. The fan should be running, trying to cool this thing down, and it's not. So I'm gonna recommend you get a coolant temp sensor and get that thing replaced. We got everything done here. I'm out. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.